If you've ever been to my blog before, which I have several, I have one of my crossbreeding projects and also my rollers, but if you've ever been to the roller blog, you'll have noticed I actually have a Dilute roller project that historically the record of Dilute rollers is not that good from a performance standpoint. As far as anybody really knows, nobody's really ever flown a whole kit of yellows or other dilutes that roll properly. Most roller flyers, if you talk to them, they will say, the record is not that good, and they see one here and there. You see a good yellow every now and then, but you really don't see a lot. So one of the things where I do really practice the art of selective breeding and try to do that seriously. One of the things I thought I would undertake a few years ago is to start a bona fide Dilute roller project with the idea of putting an entire kit of dilutes up in the air that with the idea that every bird in the kit rolls properly. And by that, when I say rolls properly, I mean they have fair depth, they're frequent, they fly properly, and most importantly, they absolutely roll correctly. And what I mean by that is that there is no changing of the wings, and the roll is completely smooth, and they don't change wings, and that they roll properly and with adequate velocity. And usually in that, if you're that familiar with rollers, you know that when birds roll properly, they are rolling in what is typically referred to as the H position with the wings up or beyond. So that is my goal, is I would like to someday be in a position where I can actually fly 20 dilutes, especially 20 yellows or variants of them that roll properly. So needless to say, for the last few years I've actually been working on trying to breed some good yellows and other dilutes. This guy is a yellow check cock, and he is a 2015 bird, and he was a pretty fair roller. His father is a dun self, and his mother is a yellow check self. The dun cock was really nothing to really write home about, just kind of a very fair regular roller. The yellow check hen was actually a pretty good short rolling hen, and needless to say, I put that pair together. It is sex linked when you do that, even though they were both dilutes. If you made a blue cock to an ash red hen, that is sex linked, which basically means that any blues you produce will be hens, and any ash reds you produce will be cocks. And that's part of the reason I did that, was to keep that in mind. It made him have the ability to sex them in the nest, which is always a plus, is to be able to use sex link matings like that as a breeding tool. So this guy was a pretty good roller. He was good enough to stock. I have another one, a full brother to this guy, that I'm going to be using in the stock loft next year, and I'll bring him out and also show some other dilutes. Anyway, here is another yellow check cock. This is a full brother of the one you saw previously. It's a little younger. He is a 2016 bird, bred very early in the year. I think he was a February hatch, and he was a very nice, reliable, good roller at 6 or 7 months worth of age. So he is in the stock loft for this project. All total next year, 2017, I'm going to be breeding off a 7 pair of dilutes. That includes 5 actual yellow cocks. Some of them are ash red, some are recessive red, and also a blue check self cock and a recessive red model cock, both of which carry dilute. And that's going to be the core of my project. So I should be able to breed quite a few dilutes off of those 7 pair, possibly as many as 70 inside of a season if I go 5 rounds. It's enough for 3 kits to choose from, and If we're lucky, we'll have the building blocks of a pretty decent kit of yellows as time goes on. Here is a dun grizzle hen. She's still fairly young. She's just starting her juvenile molt. She's out of the kit. She is starting to turn over pretty fast. So I've got pretty high hopes for her. She is, these come out of, in part, my Self family, and also a bit of Roger Baker blood and some James Turner blood. One thing I will notice about the Turner birds, so I do have a few others around here that I brought in, is I am not a big fan of the heads in the beak structures on the Turner birds. They're pretty pinched heads and long spindly beaks. You know, and in my estimation, you know, kind of when you have a pinched head or a spindly beak, and I think Penson agreed with me on this in some of his writings, and other old-timers agreed, that sometimes those pinched head birds did not exactly have an awful lot of brains, was the general view. And I certainly don't like looking at them, and even if a bird rolls, I've still got to be able to appreciate the bird in general to look at it, you know. Because the stock birds, you got to look at them. There's times of the year you don't fly your kit birds, and you have to be able to tolerate looking at them, and they need to satisfy you in every way. And needless to say, I'm not a big fan of these spindly heads. Now, the father of this little hen is a red grizzlehead model recessive red cock that is mostly Baker blood and a little bit of Turner, and he actually has a really exceptional type. Just a nice apple body, prominent wing butts, just an all-around nice stock cock. So I do have high hopes for this dun grizzle. I've also got another dun out of this round and a couple yellows off that pair. So we'll look at more of those. Here is a dun self, clutch mate to the little dun grizzle I just showed. Off the same recessive red grizzlehead model cock. Pretty decent type. Once again, the same Turner head retained, which I'm not too happy about. But they are starting to roll, starting to show me something, which is positive. There's another pair of dilutes I'm working with, Duncock. Yellow hen with a couple white feathers in her wing shields, basically a model. She is actually a pretty good yellow hen. She was bred last year. Really great type on this hen. She's still got a little bit of that Turner blood in her, so her head structure is not as I'd like. It's still a little bit snipey. But a nice hen, really. I mean, very good roller. Here's a yellow check hen. She was a very good roller in the air. She's pretty much the foundation of a lot of these dilutes I've got going. She is currently mated to this Ubar White Wing. He is a straight old Plona, comes down from Plona's 51, the blue chick badge that was in Hatcher's book, Last of the Greats. That is what he is. He is some of the old stuff I've had for many, many years now. He himself, he was an exceptional roller in the air. A little bit too deep for his own good, but still exceptional. And basically this is how you do it. You breed the best dilutes you have to some of the best birds you have access to.